Hello there everyone, my name's Cathy and I'm 36 years old and I live in Australia now. I've been living here for 7 years, but I originally came from New Zealand. Now this is a very difficult question. When I've talked to other trans people, I found that they had much earlier memories and much clearer a clearer idea of their inner self, but I just thought I had problems, I think, and I think that began about age 10, not 12, and got worse when I moved to a bigger town in New Zealand. But I used to blame it on other things, like being a geek or something like that. I thought that there was something wrong with me inside, but I didn't often talk about these things with other people, so especially about inner feelings. I had secret inner feelings and ideas that I thought I just never ever mention them to anyone. As far as the trans thing goes, I think I didn't really work it out until January of last year, so when I was 35. For a while I'd been cross-dressing and I thought, oh yeah, maybe that's just part of me, and maybe I'm just I thought perhaps I might be just somebody who likes cross-dressing and being like going out as a woman some of the time, but I found actually I just wanted to stay like that all the time. And I think it was, yeah, perhaps February last year, I'm not sure of the exact date. There was one date when suddenly everything switched around and I realised exactly what had been wrong and why those inner thoughts had been secret, and why, how I could finally let them out. So actually I think I'm quite late in admitting these things to myself. It was as if everything came together. I had lots of different ideas about clothes, say, about relationships, and everything just sort of fell together after a process of about 6 or 7 months back in February last year. I think because I didn't discuss a lot of things with boys my age, I didn't realise quite how different I was. I realised I was different in certain ways, but I didn't have a girlfriend in high school, and because I didn't discuss these things with other boys of my age, I didn't really know that. I knew I couldn't tell people about some things, but I really wasn't sure. Yeah. It was like having a piece of myself that I could never show to anyone. I knew there were parts of myself that I couldn't say anything about. And I told my mother that. She reminded me of it. I'd completely forgotten about it, that I'd told her if there were things that if she said when she said I was a nice boy, I said, well, perhaps I'm not actually that nice inside. If you know the way I think about it, if you knew what I thought about, you wouldn't like it, probably. And that was something that I could stop thinking about for a while, but when I did begin to get into relationships, I actually kind of thought, oh, you know, now I'll be normal, and I'll do things like guys do, and eventually things will work out. I just need to get used to these sort of things. And again, it wasn't until much later that I realised that I'm not going to get used to them, because that's just not who I am. And I was always different on the surface as well, but this is like things that I did show to people. I wasn't into sport like most of the boys at school, and I tended to read a lot, and yeah, So I kind of confused those things perhaps as well, that I was quite proud of that sort of difference actually, but the other inner difference, I tried to think that if I just did things like everyone else did, then I could be normal in that way. I mean, it's not the case that everybody who likes to read books and is quiet and doesn't like playing rugby in New Zealand is like me, but I thought that could be the reason. So I didn't do anything about these outer things, but I thought these other things would cure themselves with time.